Hello all, in today's video we are going to learn about congestion control. Congestion means basically traffic. Congestion in a network may occur if the load on the network is greater than the capacity of the network. So as a result, there is packet loss. So we can control congestion by congestion control techniques and mechanisms that prevent congestion before it happens, and we can remove congestion after it has happened, but we can't avoid congestion, but we can prevent it before it happens and remove congestion after it has happened. There are two congestion control mechanisms: open loop congestion control and closed loop congestion control. Open loop is basically prevention and closed loop congestion is removal of congestion after it has happened. Let us see what are the different policies we have under open loop mechanism and closed loop mechanism. We have retransmission policy, window policy, acknowledgement policy, discarding policy, and admission policies. In closed loop, we have a technique called as back pressure, choke packet, implicit and explicit signaling. Open loop congestion control has policies which are basically applied to prevent congestion before it happens. Here congestion control is handled either by the source machine or by the destination machine. Let us learn about the policies one by one. Retransmission policy. Let me tell you what is retransmission. If we have a device which has sent a packet to another device, and if the packet was lost, so what happens? Before sending a packet, we will start the timer. Whenever the timer expires and the acknowledgement doesn't reach back to the source machine, on the expiry of the timer, the source machine will retransmit the same packet again. So what is happening due to retransmission? Retransmission makes the congestion problem more severe, because if you have number of retransmissions, it leads to more traffic and congestion, and in fact we lose more packets. So we have to see to it that to control or prevent congestion, we have a good retransmission and good retransmission timers policy, so that we can optimize efficiency as well as prevent congestion. For example, the retransmission policy used by transmission control protocol helps in alleviating congestion, that is reducing congestion. And the policy is basically here called as three duplicate acknowledgement policy, which we will be learning in the next topic, 3 duplicate acknowledgements. The second policy that would help us prevent congestion is window policy. If you remember the sliding window protocols where we had go back N protocol and selective repeat protocol. If you remember, there was a problem with go back N protocol where that if we have sent 5 frames and among them the second frame has lost, the frames 3, 4, 5 will not be accepted and retransmissions should be done starting again from 2, 3, 4, 5. So this leads to traffic and it makes the problem of congestion more worse. So instead of using go back N policy, we have to make use of selective repeat window policy, wherein we will only repeat the frame or the packet that was lost, not all of them. Next is the acknowledgement policy. What is acknowledgement? If I send a packet, if a source sends a packet to the destination acknowledges the receipt of the packet using an acknowledgement packet. So these acknowledgement packets also will impose load on the network. They are also counted as traffic on the network. So what we have to do is we have to adhere to an acknowledgement policy where I could use piggybacking, wherein that I will send the acknowledgement not separately, but I will anyhow have some data to send to the source. In that data I will attach the acknowledgement. Okay, a receiver will not be sending acknowledgement only if it has a packet to send or a special timer expires. Then coming on to discarding policy. Now see, if you have congestion, it leads to packet loss. Okay, before congestion happens, if you would like to prevent, what we do is we discard the packets. But that discarding that packets will be how some less sensitive packets can be discarded when congestion happens. For example, in audio transmission, though if some less sensitive packets are discarded, the quality of sound will still be preserved. In this way, we can prevent the congestion. So these are all the policies. The other policy is admission policy. In the admission policy, we can prevent congestion basically in virtual circuit networks. From between the sender and the receiver, we have a virtual circuit network established using switches. So if the flow of data or the flow of packets which is coming in will require the resources in the network. So what we do is, the switches will first check the resource requirement of the data flow. If the resource requirement of this data flow is more than the capacity of your virtual circuit network, what we do is we deny establishing a virtual circuit network, because it may lead to congestion not either now or in future. So this is called as the admission policy, that if I feel that if I take in so many packets, it may lead to congestion, so I will not admit the packets into the network only. So these were all the policies of open loop congestion. Now we'll come to closed loop congestion. Closed loop congestion control mechanisms try to alleviate congestion. Alleviate is to make something less severe or to reduce after it happens. Now we have a technique called as back pressure. So we will be providing a back pressure mechanism where a congested node stops receiving the data from the immediate upstream node whenever there is congestion. You can see here in this diagram, a congested node will stop receiving packets from its upstream nodes, which will further stop taking packets from its upstream node, like that, to the source machine. So what are you doing? You are putting a back pressure on the network, telling that I have congestion. Congestion has happened already, because this is a closed loop mechanism where congestion has occurred already, and not to make it more severe, we can control the congestion by giving back pressure to the devices, telling them not to send more data because of congestion. Back pressure is a node-to-node congestion control, one node to the other node, that starts with a node and propagates in the opposite direction of the data flow. The back pressure technique is basically applied to virtual circuit networks, in which each node knows about its next or upstream node. So it's a node-to-node mechanism. Next technique of closed loop congestion is choke packet. Now, back pressure, you have seen that the information of congestion is being passed from the congested node to all the other nodes and then to the source machine. But choke packet works like this, that a choke packet is a packet that is being sent by a congested node directly to the source machine. So a choke packet is basically a warning which is sent from the router which has encountered congestion to the source station directly. The intermediate nodes are not aware, or they are not warned about the congestion. You can see here, this is a congested router or the node. From here, the choke packet will be directly sent to the source, informing the source that the congestion has occurred here, so you don't send any more packets. So like this, you are controlling congestion using choke packet. The next technique is implicit signaling. Okay, implicit signaling is, I don't explicitly tell the source machine that there is congestion. There is no explicit communication between the congested nodes and source. The source will guess or have assumptions that there is a congestion in the network by seeing some symptoms. Symptoms like what? I have sent so many packets, but I didn't receive acknowledgement for any of the packet from so long. What does it mean? It means that there is some congestion in the network. So what we do, the delay in receiving the acknowledgement can be interpreted as there is congestion in the network. So what source should do? Source should slow down. Source quench, that is called as source quench. We have seen this message called as source quench in ICMP. Then coming on to explicit signaling. Explicit signaling means here explicitly the source machine or the destination machine are informed that there is congestion. How it is being done? It's either a backward signaling or forward signaling. In backward signaling, a particular bit in the packet is set moving in the direction opposite to congestion. See, the congestion is like this. Congestion is here. So all the packets which are traveling back in this direction, in those packet we set a bit. Now this bit in the packet informs the nodes and the source machine that there is a congestion. Likewise, in forward signaling, we will set a bit in a packet moving in the direction of the congestion. Destination is here, the direction of congestion is this, and the packet is also moving in this direction. So a particular packet in this bit is being set. So in this way, the destination will be informed that there is congestion. So the receiver in this case will use policies such as what policy it can apply now? It can apply slowing down of acknowledgements, the acknowledgement policy, so that it can get rid of congestion further. So these were all the congestion control mechanism, a very important topic for exam point of view. Congestion control mechanism divided into open loop, closed loop, and the different techniques in both open loop and closed loop. Thank you.